you to the community.
Welcome to your Hometown News. I'm April Frelke with my co-host, Joe Minnie.
Welcome.
Yeah, hey Joe, we've got some news on a local artist in Toma.
Yes, he's actually quite popular with Lynxx 24. We've had him on before, and it's lead singer Aaron Scott of One Way North, who is a local Toma High School art teacher on the side, but he has auditioned for The Voice, and he's going to be on The Voice coming up this season, this current season, yes.
Wow, that's really
exciting
big
for Toma.
Yeah, he's been in our Bob Hunnell Christmas show, and he does our entry music into the Lynxx 24. Yeah, we always hear. So good luck to Aaron Scott.
Good luck, Aaron.
Well, last week, Joe and I talked about the Sunshine Movement, and they're spreading love with a warm cup of soup and friendship. Our first guest, we assume, heading up the Sunshine Movement is New Lisbon's very own Jessica Bilski. And Jessica, you have a guest with you. Colette is joining you as well.
Yep.
Hi, well, welcome to the Lynxx, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Well, hi, this is Joe. Just curious, what is going on with this Scarecrow contest?
So we decided that maybe we could start a Scarecrow contest to help chase away some loneliness. It's a nice social distancing thing that you could do with your family or your business or your club. You can set up a Scarecrow for the contest down at Riverside Park in Mauston. So that's right behind the library. It's just $10 to enter your Scarecrow, and we have some awesome prizes that go with it. Okay. And then we're going to have them up for a couple of weeks so people can walk down there by the lake and check out the Scarecrows and have a little something to do.
Well, that sounds fun.
Do you have Jessica, I've read your flyer, and Colette had sent it to me to kind of hand out through the school district in Mauston and things. Can you talk a little bit about some of the details with the Scarecrow contest, some of the prizes that are going to maybe be a part of that?
Yeah, we have our grand prize is $100. And then we have $75 for our second prize and $50 for our third place. And then we have a special prize that we're going to give out. It's the Fairview Nursing Home Award. And so we're going to get pictures to all the residents at Fairview Nursing Home, and they're going to get to vote on their favorite.
Okay, so how do you expect folks to get signed up to at least enter in their Scarecrow?
There are entry forms at the Mauston Municipal Building. You can get them online if you go to our Facebook page. We're Sunshine Movements WI for Wisconsin, and you can download it there. You can enter online, or you can print it out and take it to Mauston, or you can take it to the Necedah Town Hall as well.
Okay.
And what's the deadline on that, Colette or Jessica, to get your Scarecrow finished by?
This Sunday. You have till Sunday that you can construct it and get it entered into the contest.
Scarecrow
you can
Sunday.
go down there anytime that's convenient for you and get it set up.
Okay, so Scarecrow Sunday.
Yeah.
Like Joe just said that
was
out loud.
a good deadline.
That's a good deadline. So, ladies, I'm kind of curious, how did your soup event go out at the farmers market last weekend?
Really good. First of all, our movement is called the Sunshine Movement, and what our intention is we're really trying to help the burden of loneliness through these events. And we did the soup project last weekend. Prior to that, we did a Crestview Nursing Home bouquet. But the soup went really well, and it did truly touch some people's hearts that were lonely. And we asked people to share a cup of soup. It was free, but we just asked that they share it with somebody they hadn't seen for a while or somebody that was lonely. And we plan to do something every month to help with the burden of loneliness.
We gave away 125 bowls of soup. My favorite one was a little girl and her mom came up, and I said, you can have these, but would you like to take one to share with someone? I said, it's to make somebody smile. And she said, I love to make my friends smile. And so she took one for her neighbor, and I thought that was cute. Yeah.
That's super cute.
Aw, so the Sunshine Movement, and is all of your information about it posted on your Facebook page then?
Yep.
And it's Sunshine Movement, is it Juneau County or?
Just Wisconsin. So there's a couple sunshine movements on Facebook. We're kind of have a purple and yellow theme if you're looking for us. But if you type in sunshine movements WI, that'll get you to the right one.
Okay.
So are there multiple chapters in Wisconsin, or you're the main chapter that's trying to spread the word for Wisconsin itself?
Well, we don't know this is something we started, and we're just hoping that it'll go bigger. So we put the WI in there because we had to differentiate ourselves somehow, and hopefully someday we'll spread all across Wisconsin.
Okay.
Well, I love that your colors are yellow and purple because that's kind of a lioness color. And I know that our New Lisbon Lioness are no longer. So I love your colors. Any kind of future planning out other than the Scarecrow contest coming up? Can you give us like a little hint of some things, or are you still working on that?
Well, yeah, we do actually. Like I said, every month we're planning on doing something. We have something in mind for the caregivers of one of the facilities, one of the nursing home facilities. And then potentially what I'll tell you is there's a little light up involved with a couple of the December projects.
Right. And right now we're actually kind of in the middle of a project in Elroy. So we're making little gifts for everyone at the Elroy Health Services. And so if anybody in Elroy wants to write a card or a letter, or the kids want to draw a picture for them, you can drop it off at the Elroy Library. Monday's the last day for that, and then we're going to get them all of their goodies next week.
Okay. Well, ladies, thank you for spreading your sunshine in the area, and we're so happy to have you on our show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. Well, catering for cast and crew has been provided by Marco's Italian and American Grill in Warrens. Great food with a fun and relaxing atmosphere at Marco's. Up next, a web platform helping small businesses break out of the COVID slump. But first, we want to thank our program sponsors. Stay tuned.
Your hometown news is brought to you by Oakdale Credit Union, Moulters Fresh Market in Toma, Hardware Hank in New Lisbon, The Fun Company Game Room Store, The Little Cottage Home Decor and more in New Lisbon, and Easier Living Consultants in Camp Douglas.
Moulters, family-owned store, brings you fresh. Feel healthy with a wide selection of organic foods, gluten-free products, certified black Angus beef, and handmade brats. Moulters has a great selection of meats, so choosing can be tough. Just ask our butcher to help you make the perfect selection. Moulters brings you fresh-packed deli meals for those on the go. And of course, our fresh market. Download our mobile app and start saving money today. Moulters brings you fresh. Hardware Hank knows you have projects, lots of important projects, from paint to plumbing, electrical, and yard maintenance. We have the area's largest selection of Milwaukee tools. Hey, it's what the pros use. We even have an in-store chainsaw sharpening service. It's time to build your property's value with Hardware Hank New Lisbon.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank, Hardware Hank.
My name is Katie Shute, and I have lived in the Toma area all my life. I had knee replacement and needed to be in a wheelchair for a while. So when I needed my wheelchair ramp, I thought of Easier Living Consultants right away. The whole thing was done within a couple of days. I would definitely recommend Easier Living Consultants for any project you have. It met up to my expectations and even exceeded them.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Relax at Marco's Italian and American Grill in Warrens, Wisconsin.
You're watching it. 24.
Connecting you to the community.
Our next guest is the founder of Engage Greater La Crosse, a nonprofit organization and web platform built to share big issues, bold endeavors, inspirational leaders, and uplifting stories. Please welcome to our program, Vicki Markussen. Vicki, great to have you with us on the Lynxx.
Thanks for having me.
Well, welcome, Vicki. I just want to ask, what is the Engaging Greater La Crosse? What's that program all about?
It's a new, I call it an engagement platform. So I go back to my journalism roots, which is what I have by degree. I've worked for chambers of commerce, economic development entities, but I'm going back to my journalism roots and telling the stories of our community, because I believe that when people know their friends and their neighbors better, they're much more likely to engage in positive ways. And we certainly all need some positive things happening in our communities these days, just for mental relief and helping each other out.
So what does your platform look like then, Vicki? Is it you're engaged with inspirational leaders and things like that. So how are you delivering that to consumers and business? Like what's the connection?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it is hosted on a website, and then I push it out through social media. And I really, my degree is in TV journalism, and so I am shooting multimedia stories. It has some text to it, it gets to a video, and my focus, I really technically launched last week. My focus has been on telling the story of our small businesses out there, because especially right now, we need everybody to engage in buying local and slowing the online sales, because our small businesses are struggling, and we really want them around when we emerge and are able to be out and about and not have to social distance. And it's really critical right now that we do what we can to help them out.
So is there a means for all the businesses to get together and get underneath this umbrella, do you think?
There is. We're starting to see in La Crosse some businesses unite and say, how do we send a message out there that we are safely operating, that we do need people to help us. And so we're going to be launching a campaign here in La Crosse that essentially is that message of what are businesses doing to keep people safe? How are people having positive interactions that are, whether that's takeout and they're receiving it at home and they had a great experience, whether that's pulling up and somebody putting something in your trunk. It's telling the stories of what it's like to do business locally, how easy it is, and that we just need people to pause before they push the buy now button so that we can start to capture some, especially some of these holiday sales as we approach that season.
Vicki, if there were some local businesses that wanted to get in touch with you to kind of pursue their story with you through your platform, what's the best way a business could get in touch with you?
So they can go to my website. It's engagegreaterlacrosse.org. And my email is certainly on there. And, you know, I will say, Toma has a great chamber. Tina Thompson there is phenomenal. And I certainly will be reaching out to some of the surrounding communities, making them aware of what we're doing, because local is local, right? So everybody wants to support their favorite restaurant, their favorite shop. They want to help local businesses. And the more that people are doing that to the businesses that they know and love and want to keep, the better off we all are. And that's just, I just want to emphasize too, that's just one component of what I'm doing. It's the focus of last week. We also have some people that I have interviews with that are providing humor in the community, that they are launching bold, like new businesses that are opening up, that aren't necessarily restaurant retail, that are taking brave steps. I have people that are just providing mental relief. So it's all about what are the stories of local people doing amazing things. What are some of the big issues? Of course, buying local is a big issue right now. And it tears at people's heartstrings to see some of the businesses closing that really have meant a lot to them. So we're hoping to slow that with the first round of stories.
Okay, Vicki. Well, thank you so much. And I hope that local businesses will get in touch with you to get their message out. And thank you so much for coming on our show tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, with local sobriety support group Soberize, it's celebrating their 3rd anniversary with a positive impact in our community. And that's coming up next.
This hot tub is so relaxing. The stress of the week just melts away.
Hanging out with friends is fun.
And we have so many reasons to get together.
My Traeger grill is the difference between a good
and an amazing barbecue.
The Fun Company Game Room Store
is where the fun begins.
At Toma Health, we're keeping you safe while resuming expanded healthcare services.
I'm Shelley Eggstead, Quality Services Director at Toma Health. Quality has always been a priority, and it's been part of our mission.
Our staff is taking extra precautions, like offering video visit, virus screening, social distancing, and rigorous disinfecting protocols to provide continuing care.
For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit tomahealth.org.
Moulter's family-owned store brings you fresh. Feel healthy with a wide selection of organic foods, gluten-free products, certified black Angus beef, and handmade brats. Moulter's has a great selection of meats, so choosing can be tough. Just ask our butcher to help you make the perfect selection. Moulter's brings you fresh-packed deli meals for those on the go. And of course, our fresh market. Download our mobile app and start saving money today. Moulter's brings you fresh.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
I'm Nora Collins. You're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
Sober Eyes will be hosting their third anniversary this Sunday at St. Matthew's Church in Warrens. And we have Cory Goetzka via Zoom to share some uplifting stories from the past 3 years. Cory, welcome to Lynxx 24. We're excited to have you this evening.
Hello.
So, Cory, 3 years, it's a pretty big achievement. So what's been going on, though, over the last 3 years with your group?
It's been growing. It's catching on a lot. People are really getting the connection from our group, from coming to the meetings. They feel it's like a type of magic that happens, because in an act of addiction, we have the emptiness that you know, we need that filled. When you come to one of our meetings, it's a magical thing that happens where you feel the connection. The opposite of addiction is connection, and we're creating the connection amongst the people in our community, from all the way from La Crosse, all the way from Mauston. It's becoming really big. People like it's a different type of recovery. Like I say, we recover like no other, and people are really digging it. We do a lot of things for the community, or with the community. We try to teach or get the addicts to us addicts to feel that connection. So we do outings. We go bowling. We've went sledding. You know, kind of things that everyday people that don't understand addiction, they think is normal. Like we're creating the connection and the feelings. We've done a lot of different things.
Cory, is there a story you could share with our viewers a little bit of, maybe without a lot of names or anything, of somebody that, you know, has really touched you, or you've seen a difference in their life or a change?
There's multiple. See, I've been attending the Sober Eyes since November of 17. My recovery date is September 15th of 2017. So I've been part of the Sober Eyes for quite a while. I've seen a lot of people come, I've seen a lot of people go, but that's kind of how it goes in an addiction and recovery world. There is a few people that stick out. They've come to groups, they've relapsed, and for us in recovery, a relapse is really hard to bounce back from, because it takes a real toll on your mental energy. But I've seen them walk back in the doors and sit down, you know, and with that look on their face, but no judgment is passed in the room. There's actually been a lot of tears. We shed a lot of tears because we understand the life and the struggle. I see moms and dads getting their kids back. or having a connection, creating that connection. And for me, myself, I have created a connection with my kids. So the Soberize is doing so much for people. And like I tell people, it ain't gonna save your life, but it'll get you that connection. It'll fill that void, being amongst other people that understand.
So, Cory, with this anniversary coming up, how do you expect folks to gather? It's at St. Matthew's, right? Is it the main group that's still meeting now, or are you trying to get more members to join up?
We're trying to get as many people that want to show up. It's a potluck, so we're asking to bring, a dish to pass. It's like a way to look back. I know in recovery, we don't talk about living in the past so much, but it's nice to look back and see how far you've come, and to share stories and memories and laughter. Laughter is the best medicine, they say, and we do laugh a lot.
Cory, what time does that start then on Sunday? The potluck?
It'll start at 3 o'clock.
Okay, so 3-year anniversary, 3 o'clock at St. Matthew's. And bring a dish to pass.
Yep, and we'll still have our meeting at 5:30.
And is there any website or anything, a networking page that they folks can, that if they're interested in looking into Soberize, that they can go and look at?
You can check out our website. It's soberizerecovery.com. I'm pleased to announce that we are launching our store on there. So clothing and apparel and stuff you can purchase on there. You can get updates and pictures of what's going on with the group. We also have a web on Facebook, the Soberize, and that is I'm the one behind all the Soberize online on the Facebook. So if you can get on there, if you want to message the page or something, I am quick to respond and inform you of any updates or anything in recovery. If you need questions asked or answered, I do my best, just my opinions.
Okay. Well, Cory, I want to thank you so much for coming out and sharing your story. And hopefully Soberize, the people that need it will be able to connect with you guys.
Well, Encouraging Thoughts is next. See you in 2.
What's the more in the Little Cottage home decor and more? Fashion. Shopping is fun at the Little Cottage. Update your look and discover more at the Little Cottage home decor and more, New Lisbon.
Moulter's family-owned store brings you fresh. Feel healthy with a wide selection of organic foods, gluten-free products, certified black Angus beef, and handmade brats. Moulter's has a great selection of meats, so choosing can be tough. Just ask our butcher to help you make the perfect selection. Moulter's brings you fresh-packed deli meals for those on the go. And of course, our fresh market. Download our mobile app and start saving money today. Moulter's brings you fresh.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Hardware Hank knows you have projects, lots of important projects, from paint to plumbing, electrical, and yard maintenance. We have the area's largest selection of Milwaukee tools. Hey, it's what the pros use. We even have an in-store chainsaw sharpening service. It's time to build your property's value with Hardware Hank New Lisbon.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank, Hardware Hank.
You are watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to your community.
Welcome to another edition of Encouraging Thoughts with myself, April, and Joe.
Yes.
Here we are, Encouraging Thoughts.
Yes.
So we're going to take a little different approach tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist.
Yes, psychoanalyst, one of the first, I believe.
Yes, very much so. And he's the founder of introverts and extroverts, so kind of like that personality types, right?
Identifying those terms and explaining them so people can understand yourself and others, right?
That's very nice, Joe. So Joe and I are going to talk a little bit about his Carl Jung's thoughts.
Yes.
And I'm a Stout major in my counseling field, and I'm a Carl Jung counselor.
Your disciple.
Yes, I'm one of his disciples. So my counseling style is client-centered counseling. So what I did for Joe is I came up with some Carl Jung quotes.
Yes.
And I let you kind of go through some and pick. So we're going to talk about his thoughts and just discuss some of those in our kind of mental health or.
Right. So one of Carl Jung's quotes is, "We cannot change anything unless we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate; it oppresses." Which, in today's political climate, it seems kind of apropos. It's like when we are condemning something, it doesn't acknowledge it or accept it as a thing. It kind of just like pushes that idea to the forefront and then negates any discussion. Yeah,
in the word what Carl Jung used, oppresses it.
Yeah, so it oppresses any change from. If it's a bad thing, how are we going to accept? If we don't accept it, how are we going to change from it, right?
Yeah, and today I was doing a guidance lesson, a character strong lesson with my 6th graders, and one of the 8 essentials was humility. Oh. And they were like, and I said, okay, I give you permission not to know. They didn't know humility. They thought humiliation.
Right.
So we talked about that, and I said, humility is kind of that open to feedback. So I would maybe say to Joe, how could I be a better news anchor for you? What could I do better to support you and I as a team? And then I would want your feedback. So I'd be humble and like, I'm not perfect. What could I do to change?
Whereas I would take the victim approach and say, are you saying you're a better anchor than me?
Oh.
Which is kind of what society is leaning towards this, right? Versus saying it's like, well, maybe I have things I could work on,
Right.
And it's like, well, and seek advice.
Okay, so condemning just oppresses. So it doesn't have that opportunity of feedback.
Right. So another interesting, I thought, Carl Jung said was the meeting of 2 personalities is like the contact of 2 chemical substances. And if there is any reaction, both are transformed, just like in a chemical reaction.
Oh, that's
if you
great.
Mix 2, there's a catalyst, and usually the result isn't the same as what went in, right? As far as chemistry goes.
Yeah, and when 2 personalities, right? Is that what Carl Jung says?
2 personalities is like the contact. Interacting is like interacting 2 personalities is like interacting 2 chemical substances. And if there's a reaction between those 2 personalities, neither party is going to be the same after.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could go on. There are so many personalities right now that are interacting, causing reactions, aren't they?
Well,
right there.
You can go into the relationship aspect of this. Okay. It's like, when folks meet up and they find that soulmate, and and 2 become one. And I think in this example, I think that is where he was driving at. But also, it's like in interpersonal relationships, just in feeding off somebody else, you're going to, in your own introspect, change your own vision of or outlook based on input from others.
Yeah, so some communication involved in that.
Sure, it has to be, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, you're just walking around and it's just like, hey, you're just a being within other beings, and
yeah, a lot of science going on.
I would think so.
All right, I love your quotes, Joe. Well, we want to thank our viewers for joining us on your Hometown News, where we are connecting you to the community.